Singapore's 2025 general election results left many stunned. The ruling People's Action Party didn't just retain power, it surged ahead, securing 87 out of 97 seats and clinching 65.6% of the popular vote. But here's the twist that got everyone talking: a noticeable number of former opposition voters switched back to PAP. Why? What changed? And what does this tell us about the evolving mindset of Singapore's electorate? Welcome back to 2230. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear is more than just numbers. It's a revealing look into how perceptions, messaging, and ground presence shaped one of the most pivotal elections in Singapore's recent political history. Let's start with the most common thread shared by voters who returned to the PAP camp: candidate quality and credibility. Many voters online, particularly on platforms like Reddit, admitted they weren't voting based on party lines but on the strength of individual candidates. Some cited that PAP candidates came across as more composed, solutions-driven, and deeply familiar with local issues, both at rallies and in their outreach. They projected a sense of competence and stability that, for some voters, outweighed calls for change. On the flip side, some opposition candidates were perceived as underwhelming or simply not visible enough. Voters in constituencies like Punggol and Tampines pointed out that they didn't feel connected to their WP or PSP candidates. In several areas, there were even complaints that opposition materials, such as brochures, focused more on criticizing PAP rather than offering clear alternatives. One Redditor quoted a friend who said the WP's election materials felt more like a rant than a roadmap, lacking the constructive messaging needed to convince swing voters. Another voter who attended multiple rallies was particularly turned off by what they described as excessive mudslinging from WP speakers, especially attacks aimed at Prime Minister Lawrence Wong and DPM Gan Kim Yong. This sentiment was echoed by others who felt that the PAP maintained a more measured tone, choosing to focus on national resilience, continuity, and concrete plans to navigate global instability, from inflationary pressures to geopolitical tensions. And let's not forget the broader context. With ongoing uncertainty in the global economy and rising regional tensions, many Singaporeans viewed this election through the lens of stability. In times of unpredictability, continuity often wins. And that's what PAP offered: a familiar leadership team under Lawrence Wong, who was contesting his first GE as Prime Minister. His calm, policy-focused persona seemed to resonate strongly with middle-ground voters. Now, here's a striking stat: the PAP gained nearly 2 percentage points more in vote share compared to the last election, reversing a downward trend since 2011. This didn't just happen by chance. It was a calculated effort, with PAP investing in digital outreach, fielding younger candidates, and staying tightly focused on bread-and-butter issues like jobs, cost of living, and public housing. Meanwhile, the opposition remained fragmented. Despite WP's strong showing in Algenade, Hougang, and Sengkang, the rest of their contest areas didn't see significant movement. Other parties like PSP, SDP, and RP also failed to break through, with some voters expressing confusion or fatigue over the sheer number of parties, and questioning whether the opposition could ever truly unite to challenge the ruling party effectively. So where does this leave us? For voters who switched back to PAP, it wasn't just about blind loyalty. It was a choice rooted in perceived capability, clarity of message, and the desire for steady hands during challenging times. This election reminded us that Singaporeans, especially swing voters, are pragmatic, and often weigh not just ideals, but the practical implications of their vote. What about you? Were you surprised by the results of GE 2025? Do you feel the opposition needs to do more to connect with voters on the ground, or did the PAP simply run a smarter campaign? Share your thoughts below. We're eager to hear what shaped your vote this year. And if you found value in today's deep dive, hit that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to 2230 for more insightful political commentary and breakdowns. We'll see you in the next video.